thinking of moving and relocating to Greenville, watch this video before you move it.
First, let's hit it. Hi, it's Alan Victoria. Welcome to our Talent Podcast.
And if this is your first time in our podcast YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe and get notified.
Also, your call text all the time at 252-327-3357. We love talking to you. Now, if you're considering to move here to Greenville, North Carolina, of course, the first thing you're going to do is pick up the phone and call me, right? And be like,
exactly,
call me. But more than that, we're going to talk about the 12 reasons or 11 reasons why and address at least one major fear about Greenville.
Exactly. Stay tuned, and we wanted to start.
Let's start it. Number one. What is number one?
Number one that we wanted to mention is the climate.
I love
What
it.
is the climate?
Okay, so currently at the filming of this video in mid-February, it is about 70 degrees.
Exactly.
I love it. So we are a humid subtropical climate, which means we are still the south subtropical. So we are not getting those mild winters. We every so often do get one day of snow a year. It's a real thing.
Winter.
We do get a very, very mild winter. We do not get hardcore winter, and I do want to point out we do get all four seasons. However, they are more mild. So our summers are not as hot.
Exactly.
And our winters are not as cold. So we are getting really the best
and
of everything.
The humidity, of course, is not as much as the Florida, if we were talking about the humidity.
Yeah, so number
two, which is super important, cost of living in Greenville, North Carolina.
Now, this isn't going to include our property that we own, that you can have here, that you can buy for yourself cheaper than renting. It's also include our taxes, how much our food costs.
Grocery, gas. The gas is around $2.99, $3 here. You can compare it. This is end of February 2023.
And we are lower than the national average on all fronts. So,
and
I mean,
also,
that's amazing.
We have two videos for cost of living before inflation, after inflation, that you can watch those two if you wanted to go deep into that.
And number three is our specialty.
Real estate market in Greenville, North Carolina.
Right. So homes here do sell quickly. They sell fast, and they do, we typically do have homes that get more than one offer on the home. So we have to make sure that we are putting our best foot forward when we make an offer on a house, and we are love to talk to you all about how to get that house and make it yours. However, we have affordability. So even if you're thinking I have to go above asking price, we're not telling you $100,000. We're talking like we're in the range of things. We can definitely talk about that. I just want to
add that median home value in February 2023 here is $214,000.
Exactly.
And also make sure that you watch our housing market update that we put every month, and we have already the February version out.
Okay, and the next one, of course, is the job market. Our job market is growing. We have tons of industries around here. It's not just a college town like people say. Oh, Greenville's a college town, ECU. We definitely have ECU. We do have a major university. But we also have ECU Health, which is, Biden Health just changed their name to ECU Health because ECU is so big. But it's a major job employment. So we have hospitals, we have universities, we have
research
high tech, research, medical, anything you can think of. We have lots of research opportunities here, and that is a major
yes
attraction.
We have a couple big pharmaceutical companies, including DSM and Catalyst, and also Thermo Fisher, and all engineering, and we have 15 major top employees in Greenville that you can watch that video too.
Okay, so let's talk about education. You want to give more about that?
Yes, education. Greenville is the basically town of East Carolina University that has what you can say about that?
It's a major university here. So we also have community colleges
exactly.
here. We have
community
public,
college,
private schools. So you name it, we have a lot of things that are here for growing of education. We definitely have some schools that people prefer when we're talking about high schools and elementary schools.
Exactly.
So that is also something we will definitely talk about when you call us.
Exactly. The next one is the culture and entertainment.
Right. So we have a downtown area. We have, the college town area. So we have restaurants, shopping, entertainment venues. We have all sorts of things that happen all the time. Festivals. You want to go to church? We have tons of church stuff if you want to go to church stuff. Everything you can possibly think of. We have tons of cultural events, in entertainment events, and you will never be bored on a weekend.
And saying that, we have lots of actually videos about fun activities, different parks and recreation center that for senior, all those that you have the kids, and you can watch those videos too.
Next one is transportation. This is a question we get. What kind of transportation do we have here?
Well, basically we have a small airport which called Greenville Pete,
PGV, if you're looking
or
up.
PGV.
Greenville, yeah. You can also drive to Raleigh. So if you need to go on like an international flight, you're probably going to drive to Raleigh. If you're talking about, do we have buses? Yes, we have buses in Greenville. I know, crazy, right? So we also have even a
downtown trolley.
Yeah, it's a fun. So we have stuff for you if you cannot drive. But of course, like most of America, it's a driving town.
Exactly. And
number 8.
8. Basically, we wanted to talk about safety. Many of you have questions about the safety of the Greenville.
Greenville is generally considered a safe city. It is not. I mean, this is just by government statistics. Any cities, of course, you have to take precautions. I wouldn't tell you to leave your doors open at night, lock your door. But generally speaking, it's one of the safer cities out there, and we love it.
And the crime rate is about more or less around the average, national average in Greenville, North Carolina. Next one, the healthcare.
This is phenomenal. It used to be Vidant, now it's ECU Health. We're just going with the names. It is a teaching hospital and it is a big hospital. So people who are an hour away will have to drive here to Greenville. If you are a VA, we have a VA clinic. We do not have the VA hospital here, but we have a VA clinic here to where your general safety concerns are going to be addressed here. We have a population with a lot of doctors, which is great. So
$349 per capita for 100,000. That is a huge, above the average of the U.S., which is around 228.
Right, so you have lots of medical practices as well as that hospital around here. So that's another major thing to talk about. The next one, of course, is traffic.
Traffic. The many of you, if you're living in the Denver, Miami, those crazy traffic that you are on the 1 hour in the different highway, we wanted to talk about here.
Absolutely. So everywhere in actually, I'll give a personal story here. Everywhere in Greenville we can get to in like 15 minutes, really, and that's like the edges of town on the other end of where you are. But you can get there super fast, and it's relatively smooth. Of course, you have to pay attention. You have to stop at red lights. You have to follow the traffic rules. But it's lovely, right? Whereas recent trip to Miami to go visit my mom, and we were stuck in traffic for like an hour. And we were like, this doesn't happen in our area.
Peak of the traffic in Greenville is between 4:30 to 5:30. And we are talking about the Couple Major Street. Right. Which do you want to say?
No, I think we're done with the traffic. Unless you live here, and then we'll be done. Next one, community involvement.
Yes.
Right, so there's lots of local events, local churches, local charities, lots of volunteer work. So if you feel like you're bored and you want to volunteer with something, we can definitely hook you up with a link on where you can go volunteer, because we have all sorts. You want to help animals, you want to help feed people.
We have a food bank.
Right, really. So there's, you can join all sorts of clubs as well. So if you're into any sort of club, we probably have a division here.
Now, we wanted to address one fear that many people are asking us, and we wanted to address it here. What it is?
Oh, natural disasters. What do you have? Okay, let's talk about them. Hurricanes. Yes, we can get a hurricane, but we are not right there on the water to where we're going to have, some land between us and the ocean from when it's coming on. So if typically our stuff is going to get blown around, but we're not going to get like what we would have in category 5 in Florida, where I'm from. So I could tell you that I've been through quite a few hurricanes, and it's nothing like that here, because yes, we're going to get a hurricane, but there's some land. Which means when there's a land, there's some land in between the ocean, there's, space for that to calm down before it gets here a little bit, generally speaking. Tornadoes, I've never seen a tornado. They do say that you can get tornadoes. We hear the warnings, but I've never seen one. At least, in the city area, I have seen pictures of outskirts. Anyway, flooding. If you're near the river, it could flood. So, of course, if you're going to buy a house, we're going to check that.
Exactly.
But most houses do not flood. We're not in flood zone.
We're not in the flood zone.
Right. Exactly. So most houses are not. We will, of course, check to confirm whenever you're buying a house.
I hope you love this podcast and video. Don't forget to call us at 252-327-3357. We are here if you are inside of the town or outside. And don't forget to supporting our channel by subscribing in it.